It's been a while since I found a mousepad that I loved and wanted to use as much as, if not more, than the wallhack SP004. The SP004 or skypad 4.0 is considered one of the best, if not the best glasspad on the market, as it is or used to be the fastest glasspad on the market. For me, the faster the mousepad, the more enjoyable of an experience it is, and the better I can aim overall. Since the SP004's launch in early March of 2024, I basically kept it on my desk consistently in between mousepad reviews, and it's been there when I wanted to aim train. It's been underneath every cloth pad I've used in recent memory while testing cloth pads out for review. I'm not the only one who shares an equal liking to the SP004. Peripheral reviewer Optimum has crowned it his favorite mousepad of all time. So after saying all these praises about the SP004, what could possibly come close if not passing it in performance and enjoyment? Introducing the new fastest glasspad on the market and the fastest mousepad on the market, and my favorite mousepad, the Beast by tekkusai. This mousepad is the fastest mousepad I've ever owned, tested, or tried, and it makes the SP004 feel like a balance pad in comparison, and any other glasspad feel downright controlled. Especially using my own custom 3D printed mouse, which weighs only 23 grams with a full-size battery, video coming soon on this by the way, combined with the speed of the Beast makes it feel like I'm aiming with nothing. I've been hunting for the fastest combination of mice, mousepad, and mouse gates, going from the skypad 3.0 to the SP004 and now to this. Using J-dot mouse gates from X-ray pad as well puts a whole new meaning to the word speed. Especially since I main tracking focused games such as Apex, having this fluidity and lightness was a dream come true for me. If you're looking for the fastest mousepad, you have it here. A quick overview of the mousepad itself. It does come in a very nice looking package with solid foam support to make sure that the pad doesn't get damaged in shipping. The pad itself is 500 by 450 millimeters, which is a little bit larger than I'm used to, but I quite enjoy having that extra height while keeping the pad towards the edge of my desk. I like having my mouse towards the top of the pad so I don't feel the bottom edge of the pad on my forearm. And with some other mouse pads that are around 400 millimeters in height, I would sometimes run off the top if I'm tracking a player upwards, or I'd have to preemptively move my mouse down if I knew I'd be tracking them upwards. With this pad, I don't have to do that. I have all the height that I could ever need. The design of this pad is also super clean. It uses mostly dark, cool colors, doesn't pop as much when you have it on your desk. But the overall aesthetic with the blue highlights is really nice, and it's one of my favorite design pads I've ever seen. The base of this pad is full silicone backing with a small texture to help the pad grip onto your desk, and I find that this pad hasn't moved at all on me. It's like the pad creates a suction cup with my desk. Another fact that shocked me with this pad is just how light this pad was when I first took it out of the box. Every other glasspad I've owned has been around 1800 grams or 4 pounds if not more, and around 4 millimeters thick on average. The Beast is a jaw-dropping 2.5 millimeters thick and weighs in at just 1150 grams or 2.5 pounds. The Beast is thinner than most cloth pads, even the Razer Mid is thicker at 3 millimeters thick. This pad feels like nothing to pick up and move around. This is also the first glasspad that I've tried that I can sometimes get away with running my forearm against the edge of the pad and not being bothered since it is so thin. An added benefit of this pad that I only realized while briefly switching back to the SP004 was how the little tug and little friction this pad had on arm sleeves and hoodies. The SP004 was basically unusable for me without an arm sleeve, since my hoodie sleeve would be stuck to the surface and not glide smoothly, not to mention my palm would adhere to the surface, not letting me move it whatsoever. With the Beast, I don't have the same issue at all, and I find myself not putting on a sleeve anymore when I am at my computer, unlike what I used to do with my SP004. The skin to pad experience is also said to be better than others, which I can kind of tell, even though it's still unusable without a piece of fabric covering my palm and arm. I wanted to calculate for sure if the Beast was in fact as fast as I thought it was, so I used some basic physics to calculate the static friction coefficient of both the Beast and the SP004. The Beast had a static friction coefficient of 0.871, while the SP004 had a static friction coefficient of 1.312. Purely based off of static friction coefficient values, the Beast is mathematically faster than the SP004. Stay in school, kids, it makes you better at judging mousepads. The Beast also has a fine microtexture that you do feel on most of your skates. This is pretty uncommon for glasspads that I've tried recently, but I don't dislike it at all, and it makes the Beast feel much more real and much more there when you are aiming on it. and not like a cloudy or floaty experience like you do get from other smooth glass pads like the Haru, which is the smoothest glass pad I've ever tried. The fluidity combined with the low dynamic and static friction of this pad makes it perfect for smooth and reactive tracking scenarios both in-game as well as in aim trainers. Low dynamic friction makes changing direction with your mouse effortless, even more than with a similarly fast glass pad like the SP004. The effortless change in direction and ability to react at a moment's notice is one of the key reasons why this pad is my favorite. With movement in Apex being very unpredictable, with changes in direction being instantaneous, as well as movement text such as wall bounces and tap strafes, being able to react to a player's change in direction is very appreciated. The same thing can be said about some Kovac scenarios, where the target is moving fast and changes direction without any momentum loss. In scenarios such as Angelic, having fine control of the micro adjustments of the mouse needed to track the target's change in direction causes a boost in my scores of these kind of scenarios. An extreme version of this would be LDDH. While getting high accuracy scores in this scenario is RNG, the overall technique and skill required for this scenario still applies to lower accuracy scores. Being able to track the target without predicting its change in direction is aided by the ability to change mouse direction very quickly. Where this pad also shines is the ability to focus purely on your own mouse control, not being aided by outside forces such as friction. Two great examples of this would be smooth tracking and target switching. Being able to smoothly track a target is necessary in almost every tracking-based FPS game. The last thing you want to do is shake off your target if the player is either falling from the sky, strafing in one direction, or overall moving with consistent velocity in a single direction. An extremely fast pad like this would highlight more than ever the inconsistencies in your aim and force you to either fix them or face the consequences. With target switches, this pad forces you to be as accurate as possible. Unlike some slower pads, even compared to other glass pads, this pad doesn't help you slow down the mouse at all while you are switching targets. This forces you to make sure that you are using the right amount of tension when switching targets and not over or under flick or be shaky with your flicks. That's all for my review of the beast. I will have Tekkusai's website linked down in the description below, where he has all the links for all the retailers in many different countries who have this pad. This pad is on pre-order and will ship out in December, but there are only so many units left, so grab it while you can. This pad has already sold out on Lethal Gaming Gear. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace.